Can we all agree that buying a house is one of the most stressful parts of adulting? For me, it was like speed dating meets roulette plus The Price is Right all at once. Think about it. It starts with scrolling through pictures online trying to find the perfect match, and we all remember the show Catfish, right? And then you spend 30, 45 minutes in this house before you have to decide whether you want to put an offer in. Do you know how long it takes me to buy something on Amazon? And even then, I know I can take it to Kohl's and get a coupon that I'll probably never use. But then it's still not over. You go through negotiations, inspections, closings, and then comes the fun part of all, packing and moving. Well, my wife and I were blessed to go through this process last fall. We found the house of our dreams in this crazy Northern Virginia market, and we were so excited to start the next chapter in our forever home. But our life is one big, you can't make this stuff up story. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to happen to us. But like we do with everything else in life, we overcame the challenges of buying a house, and we finally made it to the weekend where we were going to get to move into our new home. Everything was set. The agreement was that the seller would have the house cleaned on a Friday. We get full access after that. Saturday would be the final walkthrough. I'd get a truck and get some of my buddies to help me move because who needs to hire professionals when I can bribe them with pizza and beer? Well, that Friday came, and I was so anxious to get that text message from the realtor saying, everything is set, the house is yours, you can head over. And that evening, we finally got that notice, and we packed up our bags to head over there to make Saturday's move a little easier. But the realtor called us and said, just heads up, the seller said that they need to leave a few things behind. They're going to pick it up the next morning. Sure, whatever. We raced over to the new place with the loan key that we were given at closing, and we walked to the front door, and click, 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 the storm door is closed. We only got one key. And just like that, our hearts drop. We can't even get inside of our new place. Now what? Oh, right, we call our realtor so that they can call the seller's realtor so that they can call the seller, hopefully maybe get the garage code so we can get into our house. Basically just one big game of telephone. Meanwhile, I'm sure the new neighbors are outside wondering, who are these people at the house, honey? Should we call the cops? Or worse, the HOA? But after about 15, 20 minutes of us not being able to get into the house, our realtor texts us and says, who's crawling through the doggy door? Wait a minute, was that a joke or was she serious? Well, let's just even see if that's possible. So we walk around to the back of the house. I stick my arm in to see if it's closed, and the door slider falls to the ground. And just like that, we begin to consider breaking in to our own home. Well, after some deliberation, my wife says she's going to do it. She's going to crawl through. But like the loving, supportive husband I am, I say, don't do it, babe. I don't want you to hurt yourself. No, you don't look like you've gained weight, but I don't think you'll fit. Nailed it. But like the wonderful wife she is, she heard, he doesn't think you can do it. Prove him wrong. And just like that, her mind was made up, so she gets down on all fours. She starts going head first through this doggy door. My wife's a slender girl, so I wasn't too concerned about the upper half of her body, but the lower half, well, let's just say those hips, they don't lie. But she made it through in one piece, not hurt. I race around to the front of the house, and the garage code opens. And as soon as I can see to the other side, it is clear that there are more than just a few things that were left behind. What the absolute heck? Why is there so much stuff here? Whatever. So we just put the stuff that we brought in the living room. It's probably 10 p.m. at this point, and we have an early morning and a big day ahead of us tomorrow. So I'm laying in bed that night, and it's like the night before Christmas. I want everything to go just as planned, but I'm nervous that something's gonna go wrong because it always does. And this garage full of stuff has definitely thrown a wrench into things. Well, the next morning, my wife meets our realtor at the new place for the final walkthrough. I, along with my buddies, we loaded the truck to head over to complete our move. I knew that I was going to be in for a treat when she texts me and says, the seller said she's going to be here all day. Things are very awkward and tense. Oh, and she actually might not give us the other set of keys until Monday. Technically her right, but not what we agreed to. And that was not possible. I did not want this stranger to have keys to our place that can come and go while we're sleeping. We got carpet cleaners coming. We got internet setup coming. So I did not need that on top of everything else that weekend. But whatever. We make it over to the new place, and the scene looks something like this. We're taking things through the front door. Her and her daughter are taking things out of the garage. And every time we pass each other, the air just gets thicker and thicker with tension. Our realtor's there, bless her heart. She's trying to keep us calm. She's trying to keep the peace. But her advice to me before she has to leave is just try to stay out of her way as much as possible. I'm going to work things out with the other realtor. Everything's going to be all fine. You guys are okay. Everything's going to work out. And deep down, I knew that is not going to get this woman out of my life and, more importantly, out of my house. So that wasn't going to work. Luckily, I had a plan. I had something in mind, but that required me to go against her counsel, and I was going to just do that. So I put a smile on my face, and I rehearsed what I'm going to say as I get ready to approach this woman who clearly is in my life to make it the worst day possible, but whatever. And as I walk towards her, I just get this look on her face. I don't let that stop me. I keep walking. I rehearse what I'm going to say in my head, and I go to introduce myself. I said, "Hi, how you doing? I'm the buyer of this house. My name is Gregory Crew." "Oh, you're Crew, huh? Well, no offense, but I wanted no contact with you, nothing personal, just my way of protecting myself and keeping things simple." Oh, that escalated quickly. Sheesh. Deep down, I really just wanted to give her a piece of my mind and remind her that this isn't yours anymore. This is mine, but I didn't want to play that card. I politely apologized, let her know I meant no disrespect. Actually, I want to help you. I recognize that you and your daughter are trying to load up this garage of just a few things into your tiny sedan. I have this moving truck. I have a bunch of guys that are waiting on pizza and beer. We'll actually load up this stuff for you, take it over to your place, and everybody's happy, right? And she stands there. "You're going to take all of this stuff and load it into your truck and take it over to my place?" "Yes, ma'am, that's just what I said." She reluctantly agreed, although somehow I still felt like I was in the wrong, but whatever. I let my guys know what was going on, and they were game. So we did just that. We loaded that stuff up, took it over to her place, dropped it all off in our front yard, and we found ourselves standing face to face yet again. This time, luckily, the conversation was very, very different. She actually had a smile on her face. She actually seemed grateful for the help. She gave me a thank you and handed over the other set of keys, including the one to the storm door, and wished us well. And as I turned to walk towards the moving truck, I'm sure we're both thinking to ourselves, I hope we never have to see each other again. And as I look around the crowd tonight, she's not here. Yes, another day down. So I get into the truck and I call my wife and I said, "Babe, get the pizzas ready, get the drinks ready. The house is ours. I got the keys. We are done." And as I get to the new place this time, I don't feel worry. I don't feel anxiety. I don't feel stress. I just feel happy. I feel proud that we freaking did it. This is our house. It definitely wasn't the smooth HGTV style move we imagined. It was more like a scene from The Real World or Punk. But hey, that's our life. If something's going to happen, it is going to happen to us. But that just makes the wins even sweeter. And if surviving that chaos and circus doesn't prove that we're ready for the next 30 years of mortgage payments or the rest of our lives together, nothing else will. So here's to new beginnings, unexpected drama, but proof that a little kindness can turn even the messiest days into a win. Thank you.
Take this, haters.